All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught me this truth. And shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazah, this will be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Quadash. And I'm going to try not to make this lesson too long. Might be a little long, but I'm going to try to stick to the point and not ramble too much, not rant too much. But this lesson is going to be based upon amortization. Amortization, if I said that right, amortizing, right? And that's a word that I'm damn near 40 years old, and I've never heard of this word in my life, man. And I've owned multiple cars, multiple loans, and this is something that's very important when it comes to loans, all right? And especially in regards to like home loans, auto loans, or student loans. Okay, which I've never purchased a home, but I've purchased multiple cars, and of course I've took out student loans, right? And I've heard this word of lately. I've heard it a couple times, and I led me to, the first time I heard it, I didn't really pay it any mind. But I heard it another time, like the very next day, being today, and I said, let me look it up, and of course when I was trying to look it up, it was kind of difficult to figure out what it means, because this devil, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, which I got that scripture on deck also, all right, his words, man, that's how this devil gets you. But I found a definition. And it says, what is I may be slow, man. Maybe I'm slow or something, but again, I've never heard of this, and I'm damn near 40 years old, and I know what it is, but I didn't know they had a name for it. Okay, and I found this out the hard way through trial and error. Okay, chiefly I found out about amortization or amortizing my student loan. All right, I took out a student loan. Long story short, and I was paying the minimum balance for the longest, for years actually, probably 2-3 years. I was paying the minimum balance every month on time, and something told me to go look up how much I owed on my loan, right? And I owed damn near more than what I took out, And I was like, what the fuck? So I was going through all the payments, and I realized that majority of my payments were going towards the interest, not the principal. Because on a loan, you have the interest and you have the principal. All right? And basically, long story short, which is what amortization is, when you're paying the bare minimum, which that's why a lot of these people are upside down. They're upside down in their homes. They're upside down on all these different loans. A loan is basically a trap. That was like an epiphany, a light bulb going off when the elder apostles in Connecticut brought out the fact that a system is nothing more than a trap. And this world is built upon systems, and they're all traps. His educational system, his financial monetary system, medical system, whatever system you want to engage in, it's nothing more than a trap set by Esau Edom and his elites. All right? That saying that you will own nothing to be happy definitely is true. That's the end goal of the wicked elites, which Carl Schwab touts over and over. That's his mantra. You will eat the bugs, So anyway, going back to amortization, yeah, that's how come I discovered it was on my student loan. Long story short, I ended up just having them, take my taxes, and it was paid off that way. Because there was a big chunk of money that would go towards the loan, and after a couple of years, I didn't even. It was so long, I forgot about taxes. Every year they would just take the shit, and then one year, I got money back. I was like, oh shit, and I realized the loan was paid off, but that was a heavy burden that was on me. The Wadi how Bashim how was shy, I was well off. I had a good job, so I didn't really feel it like that. But that's why a lot of these people are upside down. Matter of fact, let me get a quick scripture. I'm gonna go through the scriptures, but a quick scripture. Ecclesiasticus 11 and 29, also known as the Book of Sirach, and I'm gonna get it in the GNT. It says, "Bring not every Ecclesiasticus 11 and 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains," meaning many trains of thought, many snares and traps, pitfalls. He has many ways to get you, because we know that the deceitful man ultimately is Esau Edom, the wicked. And this is the same scripture, Sirach 11 and 29, in the GNT, right? So it says, "Be careful about the kind of person you invite into your home, because clever people," and that's what the word deceitful goes into, which I got that definition on deck also. It says, "Be careful about the kind of person you invite into your home, because clever people can fool you in many ways." And that's what this fiat financial monetary system set up by Esau Edom, chiefly his wicked elites, are filled with. Snares and pitfalls, traps, usury, that's one of his trains, one of his traps, taxation, he's taxing you coming and going, left and right, constantly being forced to pay tributary unto him, and also another one of his traps, his trains, is amortization. And Jake, we're financially illiterate, man. Knowledge is power. A lot of us don't know about the pitfalls of the monetary system, this trap, and we fall prey to it. Especially when you take a loan. Taking a loan can be your most grievous mistake you make. Just based upon the usury, the interest, and your financial illiteracy. So this is it says, "What is amortization for dummies?" So it says, amortization is the process of spreading out a loan into a series of fixed payments. The loan is paid off at the end of the payment schedule. Some of each payment, this is the main point, some of each payment goes towards interest costs, and some goes toward your loan balance. Over time, you pay less in interest and more towards your balance. And that's what happened with my student loan. I'm first and foremost, I'm just paying the bare minimum. So I'm already being killed by the usury, the interest, because we know student loans, the interest rates on them are astronomical. They actually have a term called predatory loans, and that's what student loans are. Matter of fact, most of the loans are predatory, because most people are financially illiterate. That's why I said be careful who you let into your home. Especially these salespeople. Anybody selling you something, more than likely they don't have your best interest at heart. Especially in this wicked ass world. This world is built upon a capitalism, getting over on the next man, getting the most you can for nothing. So it says amortization again is the process of spreading out a loan into a series of fixed payments. The loan is paid off at the end of the payment schedule. Some of each payment goes towards interest costs, and some goes toward your loan balance. Over time, you pay less in interest and more towards your balance. And I kind of, after my student loans, I kind of figured out also with car loans. I had actually Thawadi Halbashim Shai. I had somebody that actually a good salesman who put me up on game. He was actually an Ephraimite, and he broke down the whole, the whole car market, how they, the ins and outs of everything, And he gave me sounded like after I bought my first car, I was up, I had negative equity. I couldn't understand it, and it was because of amortization, not to mention depreciation. I'm paying the average person. If you're not paying the bare minimum, you're paying your regular payment. Say you have a car payment, back in the day, $300, $400 a month. You paid it every month. 2-3 years go by, you ready to trade the shit in. You think, the car's almost paid off. But a lot of times, depending on the amortization, man, you still upside down. You've been paying mostly towards the interest and not toward the actual principal. So again, I'm not the best financial expert. I'm not a financial expert, financial guru, but these are just little things I've learned over time, through experience. All right. So again, amortization. So I pretty much hit the point. Do your own due diligence. I might have been just a dummy, and everybody else knew about it, but that was news to me, So this is a run through the scriptures. Like I said, I don't want to make this too long, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. We know woe means destruction. Woe to the bloody city, and the bloody city is America. And America is supposed to be the greatest city, the richest city, and all these other nations, they call themselves modeling themselves after America, the whore, right? But how did America become rich, wealthy, powerful? Through rape, robbery, pillaging, deceit, violence. Okay? So it says, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies, snares and traps and pitfalls. All these different systems. It is full of lie. It is all full of lies. That's how you make it here in this world. You gotta be wicked. You gotta lie. You gotta connive. Be deceitful. You gotta be like your daddy. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Okay? So this is Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and we know who's truly ruling. The wicked elite, the super rich, the super wealthy. And how did the wicked elite acquire most of their wealth? Through the banking system. The chief house of Esau, Edom, or who? The Rothschilds. And the Rothschilds got their money through what? Banking. And how were they banking? Through deceit. Through deceit. Many trains. Usury, amortization, predatory loans, and that's who's in the power seat now. And he's set up all these different traps, snares, and pitfalls. What they say, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It seems like you can never get ahead, doesn't it? And that's because it was designed that way. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. And isn't that so true? This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. That's why you gotta watch these salesmen. They're sharks, man. And when they see you coming up, a lot of times they see blood in the water. Fresh meat, prey. And they're gonna prey upon you. They're predators and you're prey. They're gonna, especially you're Israelite. They know you're young. They know you're completely, what they call it, bushy-tailed and wide-eyed. You're naive. You want to become a good salesperson, you got to be good at being deceitful, conniving, lying. You got to be able to smell blood in the water. So it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Because he comes peaceably. He acts like he's giving you a good deal. He has your best interest at heart. The whole time it's to destroy you, take advantage of you, prey upon you. So I brought this out already. Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach 11:29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. James 5:1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And this is really talking about the super elite, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Vanderbilts, the Oppenheimers. They're the ones that's really in control. They control, the industrial prison complex. They control your your monetary system, the banking system. They control your media. They control everything, man. And all they're doing is setting up snares and traps and pitfalls. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Yeah, how you acquired it. Unrighteously, which I got that scripture on deck. And shall eat your flesh as it were with fire. Ye have heaped together, it says, ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. You ain't even getting paid a real day's wage of work. You're not even getting paid with true money, And then on top of that, he charging you all type of taxes and usury and interest, preying upon you. But guess what? Our cries have not fallen upon deaf ears, as I'm going to read. And a recompense is coming for how you've acquired your wealth and what you did to the Lord's chosen people. Yasharallah. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you tribes. It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, the wicked elite, but that was his blessing. Going back to Isaac, the fatness of the earth, by the force of the sword, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your heart as in the day of slaughter. You've been had the best of the best. Jet setting, the best foods, the best women, the best boys and little girls. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. Be patient, therefore, the patience and the faith of the saints. We're waiting on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to rise up against this devil. Okay? And recompense them. And that day is quickly approaching. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord out of one. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord out of one draweth nigh. Yeah, Yahushua is coming quickly. Our redemption is nigh, nearer than even we believe. So a couple more and I'll close out. Ecclesiasticus 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, prime example, interest, usury, amortization, predatory loans, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. There's about to be a changing of the guard, from the wicked to the righteous. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. I'm going to close out with Habakkuk 2:6, but I'm going to get it in the blue letter. So let's get the definition of deceitful, even though we know it, because I've been using that word a lot. But, it says deceitful off of the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says having a tendency or disposition to deceive or give false impressions. That's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though we go crouching, take good heed of him. This man is the devil the Bible speaks of. He is the wicked per Malachi 1:4, and he's our chief adversary. He's the red horse that came to take peace from the earth. He's Yahweh Bashim Hawashai's whipping stick on the left-hand side. It says deceitful. He's the bloody man. He's the deceitful man. It says deceitful, not honest. He's not honest. It says deceptive, misleading. You know? This is John 8:44. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Talking about our people, 2/3 of Yasharallah. They're just like their daddy, Esau Edom. Okay? You know? It says he was a murderer from the beginning, going back to Cain. The same spirit that was on the serpent is the same spirit that was on Cain, who murdered his brother Abel, and the same spirit is on Esau Edom, who has a perpetual hatred against his brother Jacob, you tribes. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. He's deceitful, because there is no truth in him. He was made to be the wicked. Who can make straight that which I made crooked? How can thou do good that is accustomed to doing evil? It says, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. That's why you got to be careful. You got to watch him. Take good heed, you know? We'll close out here, Habakkuk 2, and, you know, we know the whole chapter is good, but I want 5 and 6, okay, in the NLT. We know it in the KJV, but I want to read it in the NLT. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. Hey, the scripture tell you that he can't sleep unless unless he does some type of wickedness. You know, it says they open their mouth as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. Habakkuk, Micah, you know, his desire is as hell. He's never satisfied. Well, I'm in Habakkuk, Salakia. You know, that's in the KJV. Micah tells you what, he covet fields and takes them by violence, so that he oppress a man in his heritage. It says, wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. He's the proud man. His look was more stout than the rest of his fellows. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, and they're greedy. They have more than enough, but they can't be filled. They want it all. Like they say in the islands, want all gets none. Because he's so greedy, he's gonna end up with nothing. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed up many peoples. He called it imperialism. He called it colonialism. He called it his manifest destiny. This is the main point. But soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on? Not much longer. Not much longer. Okay? Okay? His end is nigh. Okay? So, with that being said, Adawan Ratazah, this was edifying, exhorting and comforting to the elect. Again, where is it? Where the hell is it? Salakia. Okay, what is amortization for dummies? That's the main point of this lesson. I knew about it, like I said. I found out about it later in life, but I didn't know what it was called. Okay? So anyway, Adawan Ratazah again. This was edifying, exhorting, and comforting to the elect. Hey, keep pushing, keep fighting. We're close. Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Misharallah.